channel. I am the inkednortherner, and this is probably the third or fourth video that I'll have recorded. What I'm going to do today is bring you the pickups that I got in the month of October for my Microsoft consoles. So, to begin with, we'll start with the OG Xbox. I'll move on to the 360, and then on to the games that I picked up on the Xbox One. The Xbox One titles I was originally going to use as sort of a CEX pickup, similar to the one that I did initially on that Gemma does over on her channel. But I've decided to sort of stay away from doing those kind of videos from time. I might drop them in from time to time, but I don't want to be doing them every month or every every so often. I think what I'm going to do is just concentrate on the stuff that I pick up. Might do some gameplay videos. Might do somewhere down the line. I've moved my office around, stroke games room around like 3 times, and now my HDMI cables aren't long enough to reach my my laptop to do the screen caps with. So, I don't want to be going and taking anybody else's gameplay off of YouTube. So, without further ado, let's start with the 3 Xbox original games that I picked up. The first one of those I have on the Wii, I'm pretty sure, and that is Driver Parallel Lines. It's sort of, I believe, set in sort of two eras. So yeah, we have there's a bit of writing on the disc, unfortunately, but it's complete in box with manual, and there's a registration card in there. So yeah, it's set in sort of 78 and 2006. I imagine that you flick between the 2 times. I like the original Driver games, so I grabbed this just really to have a look at it. No price on it. That will mean that it was a £1 game in one of the local charity shops. So next up is a game. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a manual. I did pick it up in CEX, and I've started to get picky now after watching some of Rob's videos. I think, Gernaldino's videos. I think what I will start doing is making sure that there's a manual with the things that I pick up. I left behind a game in CEX today because it had no manual. But we have Conan. Now, I played the game. I've watched the films. Quite enjoyed them. This you seem to go over. It seems like an open world style adventure game. I've not checked out any gameplay of it yet. I think the reason, again, I think it'd be a CEX title is probably because I was going to use it as part of a pickups video similar to the last one, but I have changed my mind on doing those. I appear to also be losing beard hair. So yeah, I just picked it up. I think I was in a rush maybe, and left without a manual. I might try and find a cheap copy at a car boot, or when I'm out and about in charity shops, and try and pick it up complete. Now this next one, again, this had no manual, but I picked this up for the reason that it had such a great message on the front. I got it in a charity shop. It was £3, and it is Pilot Down Behind Enemy Lines. The reason I'm covering the title there is because of the message I'll show you in a second. It seems to have come from a child's collection. It looks like there's sort of various different elements to it. There's dogfighting, sniping, and standard gun battle. But this message that was written on here sort of made me chuckle, and that's why I picked it up. I wasn't on the lookout for it, but just having the child write on it that it was the best game ever. Initially, it should have been £5 in CEX. I'm assuming it was a child that wrote on it, but yeah, I enjoyed that little message that was there. So I only grabbed 3 OG Xbox games this month. I grabbed more 360 and more Xbox One games. Some of these 360 games aren't backwards compatible from memory, but I think I picked them up because I initially played the original one on the one of them at least on the OG Xbox, I think. But again, I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head what is and what isn't backwards compatible here. What we'll do is we'll go first. These are all charity shop pickups in my local sense, which seems to have sort of doubled its prices on everything for some reason. They generally they've been okay, but the first game we have is Defiance. Now I was going to say it looks like it came from a TV show, but it did. It was a sci-fi show in the UK. I know nothing about it. It's not a show I ever watched. In all fairness, I don't watch normal TV. Most of my stuff's streaming. There's a digital redemption code on here. I don't know what that'll do. It's obviously been in game, I would imagine, given that there's a sticker on the manual, but it is complete in box with manual. So next is a game that is backwards compatible, and I believe this is a remake of a game that was on the SNES. I'm sure I had the SNES game back in the day. I might be mixing it up with another game now I'm thinking about it, but I'm 99% sure it was originally a SNES game. But what we have here is Shadowrun. Now, this has cross-platform play between 360 and Windows. I believe it's a sort of run and gun action game. You appear to have a sword on it, and there was online multiplayer for it as well. Obviously, looking at the box, it originally came from CEX. It was £2. It is backwards compatible. I'm 99% sure on that. So that'll be why I picked that up. Next on the list is one of the games that I don't think is backwards compatible. But I know it's not backwards compatible. But I picked it up purely because I played the originals on my OG Xbox, and that is FIFA Street. Now, I'm not a big football game fan, as I've said before. However, I enjoyed FIFA Street and the style of it, where you play against bigger teams and bigger players, and you negotiate. You then bring them onto your team. So I'll put it in. I think I've got it on the PS3. I want to say, and I'm sure I don't remember them being the newer one. I'm sure I played it on my PS3. Definitely bought it on the PS3. I'm sure I played it on it. I don't remember it being as good as the originals. I went back and played the originals a while back when I put my Xbox back in, and I still enjoyed it. Next up, a game that is backwards compatible. I'm sure, given that there's no price on this, that it was £1. It's backwards compatible, but I'm not entirely sure how, because I'm almost certain that the peripherals for it aren't backwards compatible at all. That is Rock Band. There's some decent bands on here: Blue Oyster Cult, bit of Bowie, Metallica. I love Metallica. Seen Metallica 4 times now, I think. Saw them last June at Twickenham. Queens of the Stone Age, Chili Peppers, Rolling Stones, REM, Soundgarden, Nirvana. So yeah, there's some good tracks on here. Again, I'm sure it's backwards compatible, and that's why I picked that up, but I'm not 100% sure how it's going to work. I imagine you're going to have to do something with the pad rather than the peripherals, which is a bit of a shame. I'll probably put it on my 360 and grab the guitar and have a play. Next up, game that's in a pretty battered case. It looks like it's come from Cash Converters, or Cash Converters has come from. Case is pretty battered. I'll probably change the case out at some point. It's another war game. We have Operation Flashpoint Red River. I've not played it. I can't really say much about it, so I don't want to pretend to even know anything about it. It's set in Tajikistan in 2013. I imagine it's sort of like what's the game series I'm thinking of? sort of like a Medal of Honor type style. But I'll have picked it up for a reason. Most likely it will have been it be because it's backwards compatible. Next up, another game I don't know much about. It looks very Halo-esque. I'm sure you guys will be able to tell me more about it. But we have Section 8. Looks like it originally came from CeX Again with the CeX sticker, but I paid £2 for it in my local charity shop. I was a bit worried when I first got it because it's got that style of case where it has got a number on it, but it actually is only a single disc game. So there have been a few times where I've gone into locals, charity shops, and they've been multi-disc games and they've only had one or two of the discs. That happened with Final Fantasy game, so I didn't pick it up. But yeah, that's Section 8. Again, I don't know much about it. Game that I have played some of the series on. This isn't backwards compatible, but I've just picked it up because I've been playing the Sniper Elite. I think 4 on Game Pass, and I enjoyed it, so I thought I'd pick this one up, give it a whirl. We have Sniper Ghost Warrior. Hopefully, if it's anywhere near as good as Sniper Elite, it'll be cracking to play. Now, 3 games again. I think I did these ones as part of the pickups that I was going to do. However, I actually know these 3 are backwards compatible. So first up, we have Sacred 3. Now it's kind of like a strategy game where you can play sort of 5 different character types. I think you've got like barbarian, warrior, archer, mage, and things like that. And you've got attacks that you go around and you fight your way through. Sort of like I think is Diablo, this sort of style of game, top down strategy fighting game. I know the Tomb Raider did a couple in that style as well. I played maybe first level of it, 5-10 minutes. It looks okay. I'll probably crack on and complete it, get the gamer score from it, and I know that is backwards compatible. Next up, game that again definitely backwards compatible. Excellent game series. Played the originals to death. We have Splinter Cell Conviction. Now, from memory of this, when I played it, Sam Fisher in it has sort of flashbacks of things that had happened in his past. I believe he quit who he was working for and was then brought back in. I'm sure I played it when it first came out. I need to check my gamer score just to see if I've got any achievements on it. But I picked it up knowing it was backwards compatible and knowing that I will play it. Now I bought this one again. It's backwards compatible, but I got it to complete the set. I absolutely love this series of games. A fantastic series of games. This may be probably the weakest one of the 3 for me. I really do hope that they somehow either remaster these or they create a new sort of a new IP off of it. But we have Dead Space 3. So I got this just to complete the trilogy of games physically. All 3 are backwards compatible. And yeah, I got EA access purely to play the 3 of the games again. And then binned EA access off, and I didn't realise they'd gone backwards compatible, otherwise I'd have purchased them ages ago, because I absolutely love the series of games. Fantastic sort of survival horror elements to it, with a lot of third person shooting. Third person shooting. Honestly, rough day at work. So first 2 again, I've done 360. We'll go on to the Xbox One. First 2 games on the Xbox One. One of them I've played some of the series. I've played this. I don't really remember it. Again, I was going to do this as part of a sort of how many for £10, but I changed my mind, and I'm never going to. I don't think I'll do that going forward at all. We have Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. I paid £6 for this. Now I know the Wolfenstein games are very good. And obviously it's not got a manual. It's got all the writing on the inside, which is the cheap way out of doing it now, rather than giving people a manual. Why they create the slots for a manual on the cases, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure I played sort of the first couple of missions on this when I first got it, just to check the disc and make sure everything was working. It's a typical Wolfenstein game, and you get to shoot Nazis. I enjoyed the original Wolfenstein, and I've played a couple of the others. So this game now, I'm going to show. I actually picked this up based on the name. I'm not going to lie. I then looked at who they produced it and looked at the style of game it was, and I knew I would like it. We have Flockers, easy for me to say. So it's by Team 17. It's very much in the vein of Lemmings. Team 17 produced Lemmings as well. I imagine what's happened is Team 17 have probably moved away from whoever owns the rights to the Lemmings IP, and have created this. It's a puzzle game where you have various different sheep. You've got to guide them around the level using their different abilities. It's one of those games that I will definitely get round to playing and completing, purely because I enjoy the puzzle elements of it. If you've not played it, it's a fun little game, especially if you like Lemmings. So these last four are four games that I got. I can't remember. I think, who was I talking to? I picked them up in game. I was talking to somebody. I watched one of their videos today. In fact, I think. Let's have a look who it was. It was Gib84. We were talking about game had a deal running where there was 4 for £20, and I took advantage of that, and then I went in over these past few days, and they've gone off of that now. It's 3 for 2. So first one of these is a game that is based on an anime series. I can't remember which one it was. Full Metal Alchemist, and that is Arslan Warriors of Legend. It's been on a list for me to play. I've just not got round to playing it. I know a bit about the anime series. You got 15 playable characters in this. I think it's probably just like a sort of a fighting game. I'm not 100% sure on the gameplay. I just liked the cover art. I liked the idea that it was anime based. So I cracked on and picked it up. This next one is a series I've been meaning to get round to playing. They are all on Game Pass at the minute, well the remasters are, and this one, but I decided to try and pick this up before it comes off Game Pass. I like the whole idea behind it. It's a Square Enix game, yeah it is. So it's sort of Final Fantasy-esque, but with Disney characters, and it's Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, ignore the glare, but the artwork on this box is amazing. It's great seeing sort of Final Fantasy style art mixed with Disney. I played the 2.5, I think it was, on Game Pass. I haven't done much with it other than stick it on and play it, but it was thoroughly enjoyable what I played, especially meeting up with the likes of Donald Duck. I said Daffy Duck for a second, and Mickey Mouse, and getting into playing the game. So I'm gonna carry on with it, see where I can get to. Probably play 1.5, 2.5, and then go on to 3. So next up is a genre of games that I'm not a big fan of. It's a shmup or a shoot 'em up. However, I got the original game as part of Games with Gold. So I decided to pick this up. I enjoyed the original game, which surprised me. And it's Shinomura X. I believe it is just sort of an extended version of the original game. I'd originally planned I was going to do some video capture of these 4 games. As I say, I mixed them in, but I need to get some longer HDMI cables to make it work. So unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to capture the footage. So you're just going to have to cope with me talking and looking at my ugly mug. I'm afraid. So yeah, I played the original. It came out on 360. I enjoyed it, so I decided I'd pick this up. It was on my list of things to pick up. So I'll stick it on, see where I can get to with it. And finally, for the Microsoft pickups, we have a game that I played bits of. Again, the original 360 version of this was part of Games with Gold. This is sort of a remaster, but includes the DLC. I wanted to pick this up because of one part of the DLC, and it is Victor Vran, the Overkill Edition. Now, the DLC in question, if I can just show you, is a Motorhead DLC. Now, my music taste is very, very much heavy rock. Motorhead are a great band. With Lenny passing away, I wanted to get it to play the DLC. So yeah, I'm going to try and get round to maybe cracking on with that maybe this weekend, or at least in the month of November at some point. But yeah, I'm happy with the pickups. As I say, I'm going to start trying to tailor what I pick up to actually picking games up that I'll play, unless they are part of the backwards compatible collection. And with that is the end of today's video. If you have liked the video, please put a like in the put a like on YouTube. Feel free to comment on the video. I can't get my words out today for some reason. And if you have not subscribed and you would like to subscribe to my channel, please do so. I have been the Ignore There, and I'll catch you on the next one.